Hello, I'm Hugh Alban, landscape photographer and Sigma creator. Welcome back to the landscape. A photographer, professional photographer, once said to me many long years ago that there's always a photograph to be had as long as you keep the mind and the senses open to the possibilities, as long as you remain receptive to the world around you. I'm going to put that to the test today. I'm just going to pan around. So I'm at a seaside location. It's not the most inspiring of seaside locations, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. It's quite plain. Also, when I got up this morning and left my accommodation, the sky was clear. There's all this cloud looming around. Where on earth did that come from? Can I just state, I want a refund. Anyway, I'm going to wander along this beach, and obviously I'm chuntering to you. Oh, I found another photographer. But there's a headland up there with a path. So I'm going to go up on the headland, go for an elevated view, and see what's what. Because, as photographer David Noten has said on some of his DVDs, which are well worth getting if you're into your DVDs, the only way to explore a location is to get some mud on your boots. Right, maybe not mud, maybe sand, but let's go and have a little bit of a womble around here and see what we can find. That wasn't built for this brute labour. Okay, so I climbed over the headland, found a nice view, and it is a nice view, don't get me wrong, but it needs some light. And let me just pan round. Hopefully you can see up above me the bank of cloud, and the sun is trying to make its way through, but I think the bank of cloud is moving faster than the sun. So I'm not sure that's going to be an option. Ooh, get the Osmo to catch up. So I found another beach. Apart from a couple walking their dog, there's nobody else here. There's some handy looking rocks, so I'm going to go and investigate those. Whether I can use the juxtaposition of those rocks with the headland, I honestly don't know, but I'm trying to keep the mind open. Right, so I have made an executive decision. It's too early in the morning for that, isn't it? Now, joking aside, so the light in front of me is flat. Nothing I can do about that. I need to work with it. As I've walked these two beaches, so I walked the first beach over the headland, and then I've come to another sandy beach. I've had the sound of the surf. You can hear it in the background in my head. And I've found 3 rocks that the water is interacting with in such a way to try and replicate that noise. Again, all about trying to keep the senses open and, seize the possibilities. So the composition is very unoriginal. I'm going to watch the tide. Oh, and also I don't want to stand on the sand. Well, mind you, if I do, the tide will sweep it away. So I've got 3 rocks, 1, 2, 3. I've arranged my composition so that this one out here is sort of in between these two in a pleasing manner. I've got a little bit of the headland. I'm not sure if I'm pointing at the right thing because I haven't got my glasses on. I have got a little bit of the headland in the distance, but I've kept it to the minimum. And also the composition is such that I've actually concentrated more on these rocks here than the headland and the sky, because really and truly the sky is doing absolutely nothing. So if we just come round to the back of said camera, let's see if I can show the composition. There is said composition. And what I'm waiting for is some interesting shapes to occur around at the back of the rocks in order to fill this foreground with something. And what I'm trying to do is use that shape and that motion to recreate the sound that's been rolling around in my head whilst I've wandered around this beach. It's an unoriginal idea, but out of everything that I've seen this morning, it's probably the best. I hope you can see now what I've done. I've actually lowered the tripod quite significantly. And I've talked about this before, but when you're high up on a body of water, the body of water can appear quite large in terms of front to back distance, whereas you actually get lower, the body of water doesn't dominate quite so much. It appears shorter. It also means that those rocks out in the distance, they are closer to our 2 main rocks. So the association between those 3 objects is much, much stronger. Now I've done that. What I'm a little bit concerned about is this rock out in the sea. There's another bit on the left that's just starting to poke out the water. I think the tide is on its way out. So I'm just going to come across ever so slightly and then come down. Yeah, that's better. Now proportionally the distance between all these 3 is roughly the same, and I like proportional distance. So I'm going to need to recompose because I've moved. So, yeah, that's not too bad. I'm talking to you, but obviously looking through my camera, which is singularly very unhelpful. Let me show you the back of the camera. And for that, I will have to put my glasses on. That's the composition. And again, I'm trying to bring these 3 together. It'd be lovely to have some water motion down here in the foreground. Technically, no filters, just a polarizer on the front to deal with the glare that was coming off this rock on the left. Shutter speed around about half a second, which is good to capture just a hint of water motion, and aperture f16. So I focused, well, I actually tried to focus on the edge of that rock there, and then at least these 3 rocks will be sharp at f16. Now I need to just wait for some water. It will happen, he says. So I took quite a few frames, which I've just showed. Now the tide is actually on its way out, so the amount of waiting time I had to wait for a wave to do what you saw was getting longer and longer and longer. And I kind of reached a point where I felt that the best had probably passed, and now it was time to move on. However, as an experience, I mean, I'm really chuffed, right? I came here, saw this blank, uninteresting, I thought, place, and then that phrase rolled through my head, which encouraged me to look closer. And I'm sure this is a location where if I came back to time and time and time again, different tide heights, different weathers, blah, 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 you know, the potential would just release itself. I haven't got that luxury. I'm literally here for a couple of hours, and then it's time for the journey home. But I'm really chuffed with that find. I'm chuffed that I stuck with it and worked with it a little bit. And I did come away with a couple of images that I'm really very happy with. So bonus win-win, I reckon. So I think I'm going to call it quits. I'm not going to push my luck too much. I found something interesting. I worked with it, created some interesting images that I'm very happy with. Take the win and move on. So I am going to call this video here. All done. Thank you very much indeed for watching and for supporting my channel. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It's hard to do that when you're holding a tripod. On YouTube, it's very much appreciated. If you're not a subscriber and you like landscape photography, please consider becoming a subscriber. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any time. Right, so I'm going to continue to womble this beach and see what other potential I can find. And if another video pops up, then you'll know I found it. But until the next time we are out in the landscape, everybody take care, stay safe, and look after each other. Bye for now. I'm trying to wave with a tripod. Doesn't work. See you, folks.